morning, everyone. This is David Antonelli back with Inbetween Diary of a Film tutorial number 16, where we're going through my film Inbetween, my independent feature film, and using each section as a kind of tutorial to help you make your own feature film. Now, where we are now is we're talking about the second location in London where we shot. And this was actually right by Tower Bridge, and we all moved in there for 10 days, and the place was decorated with these kind of wall hangings that we got from an online store that basically supplied things for raves and warehouse parties. So all these psychedelic wall hangings and weird lightings, and we sort of descended into this sort of hallucinatory counterculture world of Martin and Lisi, and it almost kind of crept into our minds for the whole 10 days that we were there. It was an absolutely amazing experience. We did all the shots with Martin and Lisi and Jan inside the apartment. Jan doing the painting. The paintings in each stage of The Singer were prepared by an actual artist who had won a national award for portrait painting. And so we had all these beautiful props in there, great wall hangings. And there were some strange quirks, like next door there was a guy that was always playing a saxophone all day long, and you could hear it in the background in some of the scenes. So you're going to encounter things like this when you make your own film. But by and large, all those scenes inside went very, very smoothly because it was a very self-enclosed environment. But nearby, there was a pub that we shot in. We encountered some problems with lighting, and the pub owners wanted us to get out. So we had a big argument between me and Kevin Collins about the lighting of the scene. But unfortunately, we managed to shoot it before they kicked us out. And you'll find that pub owners and club owners, everything like that, are kind of, they'd like you to come in and shoot a little bit, but they want you to get out of there right away. And so you have to be really quick and execute on time, or they're going to get upset. But, while we were there, we also did the London transport scenes. We shot at Heathrow Airport. We didn't have a permit, or we were denied a permit because the film subject matter, upset the board. But we went there anyway, and we shot on the London Underground without a permit. And there was these were the Lisi subway tag scenes, and we happened to be at Baker Street Station when there was a big police dragnet looking for some kind of criminal. And so there's policemen everywhere, and we weren't supposed to be shooting, and I was holding this video camera, and the police came up. I could see they spotted me from about 30 meters away on the opposite side of the platform, and I quickly removed the battery. And so the cop came up and said, "So are you shooting here?" I said, "No, see, no battery," but in fact we had done a lot of shooting there. So there was that. And then there was the nighttime scene on the London bus. We actually Kevin Collins was in drag, his disguise, apparently going across London. And it was actually about 11 o'clock at night when we shot it. It was totally dark. And we took the bus from there to Trafalgar Square and back, but that actually went quite smoothly. There was no hiccups. But out of all these scenes, the most difficult, the hardest day of my life, and it was my birthday, but the most victorious day in my life was the day that we shot on Tower Bridge. We actually got the police to shut it down on a Saturday morning from about 6 to 8. We had it for 2 hours. We had to get up at 2 in the morning on my birthday. Everyone in the cast to apply the makeup, to get ready, to go out there. And when we got out there, it was just pissing rain. And the makeup artist, who I've described before having some difficulties with, she just started to panic that her makeup job was going to look bad because the rain was washing it out. So we had to cancel the entire shoot, according to her, right, with the police actually blocking off Tower Bridge for us. But I said, no, we're going to continue shooting, even if the makeup's, dribbling off their faces, okay? And we did, and it actually went extremely well. But by the time we finished the shoot, and we had to do many, many takes, the rain had stopped and dried off, so that created a problem that within, say, a 90-second time frame of the film, we had a 2-hour time frame where the rain dried. And so you've got pissing rain, and apparently 90 seconds later it's dried. So I had to add digital rain afterwards to get around that. But anyway, once we finished that, we went back to the apartment, and it was our last day there, and we basically had to do all the scenes where the organization is torn down everything in the apartment, all the psychedelic wall hangings. They just wrecked the whole apartment, tear apart Jan's picture of the singer, Chrissy Van Dyke, and just make a complete mess of the place. And then do those scenes where Loinstra, Michael Chateau, comes in and ties everyone up. And those are some of the most crucial scenes in the entire film. They were all done on the same day, believe it or not, because we just, that was how we scheduled it, because they had to be done when all the wall hangings were torn down, and we could only get Tower Bridge on a Saturday, and so everything fell on this Saturday. But we actually did it. People were frustrated, angry, but it worked. I remember Michael Chateau in one of the scenes where Lisi was tied up, in between two shots. He actually got frustrated. He drop kicked Lisi, Sarah Cabrera. Everyone was shocked, like, well, where did that come from? But everyone was getting frustrated. They were probably really tired, like I was. But we managed to get it done. But then we had to clean it all up. I had to take all the guns back in the afternoon, the fake guns, to this place in Camden Town, and Nick Glossop, the assistant director and sound man, had to wrap up all the psychedelic wall hangings and actually get a courier to come by and pick them up, because the next day we were going to Oxford and up to Birmingham to do even more shooting, and we had to clear out and hand over the keys of the apartment. And so we did all that by 6, and then, since it was my birthday and since we were moving out of London, we had a big cast party. So we went to this pizza place, and we had this huge cast party, and everyone was happy, and I paid for it all. And it was a really wonderful day, greatest day of my life, so challenging. And then we just fell asleep like at about 10 o'clock and slept through the night, because the next scenes were in Oxford and Birmingham, and that's the next episode. And Inbetween is also available as a hardcover and ebook. The novel was written before the film, but it didn't actually come out until after the film. You can get it on Amazon or anywhere else. And I also have a new novel, The Orphean, which is very modernist. It's like Franz Kafka or Peter Handke, the Austrian writer, or maybe Slovenian writer, who won the Nobel Prize in 2019. So anyway, thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again.